Welcome to Memory Monday. Today we're going to play Solve or Spin, formerly known as Shuffle the Letters. Before I explain how the game goes, let's introduce our guests for today. Our first guest was very popular last time he was here to play, and that's Hidge. Now Hidge, the first time you were here, I questioned your name because it's just 3 letters as they appear in the alphabet, and you told us a great story about that. Can you tell our new viewers how your parents came up with the name?
Yeah, sure. Unfortunately for me, my parents were just too tired to name me, and they decided they'd just read a book, and run their finger down the page with their eyes closed, and, whatever name their finger landed on, that would be my name. Unfortunately for me, they, were reading a book of the alphabet to my brother. So, yeah, it's my name.
Interesting.
Not really.
Next up, we have TUV. TUV, last time you were here, I also questioned your name because it is also just 3 letters in a row as it appears in the alphabet. Would you like to explain how your parents came up with such a name?
Actually, it's T-U-V, emphasis on the U. What happened is, my parents already had 18 children and they ran out of all the good names. Then they thought, T-U-V, that sounds unique and trendy, so here I am.
Next up, we have... production, that says Death on it, and the next guest was supposed to be Granny. Did we trade her out just so we could have someone else with 3 letters as they appear in the alphabet?
Nah, it's your granny. We don't know why she did that.
I guess our next contestant is Gran. Gran, why did you write Deaf on your application? Are you having a hard time hearing?
What? What's that, dear? I can't hear you. I see you're holding up my application and pointing to where I was supposed to write my name. But I was too tired, so I was going to write that I definitely have a name and got tired. I just wrote deaf, but are we playing bingo? I don't usually stand on a stage to play bingo, dear.
No, Granny. Let me tell you what we're playing. Usually at this part of the video, I tell you kids and contestants the memory verse. But in this game, you can see our game board. We have dashes representing all the letters in the memory verse. You get a chance to choose at the beginning of your turn if you want to spin the wheel for a letter or solve it. If you choose to spin it and you get one of the letters that's in the verse, you automatically get a chance to solve it. There's a wild slice on our wheel. If you land on the wild slice, you get any letter you want. But be careful, because surrounding that on either side is a lose a turn slice. The good thing about our game is, after a slice has been landed on, it's removed from the wheel. So once the loser turns are gone, they're gone for good. Is everyone ready to play Spin or Solve? Yeah!
Sounds like a decent way to spend my afternoon.
I can't wait! This is so much fun already!
How about you, Gran? Are you excited to play?
What? Did you ask if it's daytime, dear? Of course it's daytime, though. I can see why you'd ask why, sweetie, with those bags under your eyes. I can tell you're very tired, but you still look okay, I guess. Oh.
Thanks, Granny. But I asked if you're ready to play, not if it's daytime.
What did you say? Did you say what did I say?
No, Granny, I asked if you're ready to play.
Why, no, dear. I wouldn't have agreed to come if I thought I had to pay. How much is it?
No cost, Granny. We're just going to play the game. It's time to start.
Well, let's go then, dear. I don't know why we're wasting time talking. If it's time to start, honey, we need to start, dear.
My apologies, Granny. but it is time to start and everyone's ready. So let's have a look at our board. Let's start with Hidge. Hidge, do you want to spin or solve?
That's one big verse. I think I'm just gonna give her a spin.
All right, Hidge, you got the letter M. Let's check our board and see if there are any M's. All right, Hidge, there is one letter M. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Unfortunately for me, that is not much help. Only words I can think of start with an M: mustard, mayonnaise, marinara, marshmallows.
I'm sorry, Hidge. That's not the verse, and none of those words are in the verse. Sorry.
It's all good. I got all day.
Wonderful. Okay, TUV, it's your turn. Would you like to spin or solve?
I'd like to solve.
You would?
Well, I wouldn't, but I also want to win. So I must spin. Win, spin, win, spin, win, spin.
Okay, TUV, you got the letter H. Let's check and see if there are any H's. Wow, it looks like there are 5 H's. TUV, you have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Well, that's not much. Huh? 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 Oh, that's not like I'm laughing. I love this game.
Sorry, TUV, time is up.
Sorry, I'm having the time of my life.
All right, that means we're going to move on to Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
What? Oh, dear, that's scandalous. Did you ask if I'm involved? Oh, dear.
No, Granny, I asked if you would like to spin or solve.
No, darling. I'm surprised you would ask such a thing. If you want to be a children's church teacher, you should know I was created by God. I did not evolve.
Oh, Granny, I love you. Do you think you could push that button there with your thumb?
Oh, this thing here? I don't know why they gave this to me, but I imagine it's some sort of detonator for TNT, you know. I'm going to be blowing a hole in a mountain to make a tunnel for a roadway, darling. Watch this. Kapow!
Oh no, Granny, you got lose a turn. Good thing is, you took one of them out. It cannot return again this game.
What's that dear? You want to turn on my button? What? No! I'm building a tunnel through a mountain so we can get home tonight, honey. I've got to get to my work.
All right, Granny, you keep at it then. I'll move on to Hidge for now. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, there aren't many letters up there yet, and I guess it doesn't cost me anything to spin, so I'll just spin.
Wow, Hidge, there are 10 L's. And you also have 10 seconds to solve it. Let's see if you can do it. Time starts now.
Well, there is a whole lot of L's, but unfortunately for me, I still don't know what it is, so I don't know.
Sorry, Hidge, you were unable to solve the puzzle. Maybe you'll get it next time. For now, let's move on to TUV. TUV, would you like to spin or solve?
I'm gonna give a giggle and grin and spin!
Okay, TUV, you got the letter P. Let's see if there are any P's in our verse. All right, TUV, it looks like there are 3 letter P's. Can you solve the puzzle? You have 10 seconds. Time starts now.
I think there's something here with that word. That sounds like a kissing. And then, then it's like, L and P lips? Is that a verse about kissing and lips? I got kissy lips.
Well, TUV, there are a few verses that mention kissing in the Bible, but those verses are not today's memory verse. Sorry, you did not solve the puzzle.
Oh, Shell, that's fine. Just fine. I'm having the greatest time.
I am too. Let's move on to Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
What's that dear you want me to begin again? Yes, of course. I'll set off another boomer and we'll be through the tunnel before you know it, dear. Oh, you little sweetheart. Oh.
Okay, sure, Granny. How about you hit that button?
Boom! There she blows! Oh, this is great! I love my job!
Okay, Granny, you got the letter C. Let's look at our letter board and see if there are any C's. All right, Granny, there are 2 C's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle.
Why, yes, dear. I suppose it may have, you know.
Might have what?
The TNT.
The TNT what?
The TNT may have dissolved into a puzzle, as you said, but you don't worry about that, okay? I'll build a little tunnel and you work on your little game show, okay, darling? You have a good time, dear, all right, you little sweetheart.
So, do you want me to set the timer?
Oh, no, dear. You move on with your little game. That little young man over there looks like he's waiting very nicely for his turn. So you move on and Granny will get her work done. Okay, dear. You can do it, darling.
Okay, Granny, I'll move on to Hidge. Hidge, it's your turn. Would you like to spin or solve?
I'd like to give it a spin, but before that, I'd just like to say I think you've got a really lovely grandmother.
Yeah, I really do. I sure do.
All right, then now it's time to get to business, and I'm gonna spin.
All right, Hidge, you got the letter T. Let's see if there are any letter T's. Wow, what another fantastic turn. Hidge, you got 8 T's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Well, that board is looking mighty fine, but, well, unfortunately for me, I'm just not able to solve this yet. So, yeah.
Nice try, Hidge. Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Let's move on to TUV. TUV, would you like to spin or solve?
I ain't smart enough to solve that, so this girl is gonna give a twirl.
TUV, you got the letter B. Let's see if there are any letter B's in our verse. T-U-V. There is one letter B. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle.
I know it's not blah, blah, blah. Maybe Bible? No, it's not. That's too new. I can't solve this.
Nice try, but you did not solve the puzzle. All right, let's check in with Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
What's that, dear? You say you want to turn on my button?
No, Granny, maybe later. But would you like a turn to spin the wheel?
I misheard you, but now I heard you right. Pull the pin and blow the steel. You got it. Bombs away! Boom, baby, boom!
Okay, Granny, it looks like you got the letter Y. Let's see if there are any Y's in our verse. Wow, Granny, you got 6 Y's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
What's that? 6 Y's, you say? Well, if you insist, I'll list them off. Why am I here? Why am I not down at my construction site blowing a hole for a tunnel? We need to get home tonight. Why? Darling, I don't have 6 Y's and I don't have time for this. I don't have time to come up with 6 Y's for you, darling.
That's okay, Granny. You're doing great.
You're just gonna have to trust Granny that I know what I'm doing, okay, darling?
All right, Granny. I'll let you get back to your work and move on to Hidge. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, Shell, we are getting a lot of letters up there, that's true, but unfortunately I still can't solve it, so I'll just give it a spin.
Okay, Hidge, it looks like you get the letter G. Let's see what the board has to say about that. All right, Hidge, you had another great round. There are 6 G's. Let's start the timer and see if you can solve the puzzle.
Well, I reckon I can't solve it yet. I just don't know the answer, but I do see up there, there's a word with a capital G, and I just got to think that that's my big guy up in the sky, and I think that word is God.
Well, it sounds like you might be making some progress. Let's move on to T-U-V. T-U-V, would you like to spin or solve?
I'll spin. My head's already spinning with excitement.
All right, T-U-V, you got the letter X. Let's see if there are any X's in our verse. Sorry, T-U-V, there aren't any X's.
I guess X didn't mark the spot this time. Maybe it's on vacation with the treasure map.
Perhaps. I hope Granny isn't on vacation because it's her turn. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
Vacation? Vacation, you say, Darlene? I am too busy to take a vacation right now. Granny has to do her work. Now I'm getting word I need to send the next boom their way. Are you ready? Fire in the hole! Ah!
All right, Granny, you got the letter S. Let's see what the board has to say about that. Wow, you guys are really having some great turns, Granny. There are 6 S's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Oh,
how there's a shockwave of seismic-shaped satchel charges in our super strategic demolition gear. You wouldn't understand, but that is 6 words with the letter S. Do you know the letter S?
Granny, you're supposed to be working on the memory verse.
Well, don't let me stop you, dear. You know I'm a project manager on a very, very important project. You do your little puzzle. I will do my work, okay?
Well, Granny, I appreciate you being here even though you're busy. Hidge, it's your turn. Would you like to spin or solve?
Well, that puzzle board is filling up pretty good, but unfortunately for me, I don't know the answer, so I got no clue what it's supposed to be. I'm just gonna have to give her a spin.
All right, it looks like you got the letter N. Let's see how the board likes that. Hidge, you will not believe this. You got 9 letter N's. You have 10 seconds to solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Well, it's looking like I'm guessing I know about 4 words up there, and that ain't good enough to give no answer, but I think in a couple more rounds, I reckon I'll probably be able to solve it, so nothing.
Well, Hidge, it really seems like you're starting to work it out in your mind. I wonder how the kids are doing. I can't ask them, but for now, what we can ask TUV is, would you like to spin or solve?
I guess I'll spin. Solving mysteries is for detectives, and I'm not a detective yet.
All right, TUV, you got the letter F. Let's see how the board feels about that. Uh-oh, TUV, it looks like you're not going to be getting any help from the letter F, but you still get 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
55 frogs flipped blackjacks for their fabulous forest feast? Frogs! Is this verse about the plagues?
All right, TUV, you did not solve the puzzle, but you did make up a pretty awesome tongue twister on the fly.
On the fly? Flies and frogs! Fantastic!
Well, TUV, the board didn't help us out, but you and I have a few words in our vocabulary. But now it's time to move on and see how Granny's doing. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
Oh, you know I'm going to hit this button here. Back up, everybody! Prepare for the blast! I'm so glad you asked me here to do this show.
Okay, Granny, you got the letter A.
A plus the boomers, baby!
That's right, Granny, an A+ for you. Now, let's see if our verse has any letter A's. Granny, you got 6 letter A's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle.
Now, shall you know? You have to do your own homework. Granny can't do it for you, dear. Now, you don't have to get all A's. You can have a couple B's and C's as long as you're trying your best, okay? You must do the work by yourself. Granny's waiting for a call for the next detonation.
Okay, Granny, I'll let you get back to your work and I'll move on to Hidge. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, it is coming along nicely up there, but unfortunately for me, I still need a little help, so I'm just gonna hit the button and give her a little spin.
Okay, Hedge, it looks like you got the letter U. Let's look at the board and see if you get any help. Wow, 8 U's! Hedge, you have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Well, I was gonna say I don't see much up there, but there is literally the word much up there. But unfortunately for me, that much is not the much of help I need anymore. So I don't know what it is yet.
Nice try, Hedge. We are getting closer though. Let's move on to TUV. TUV, would you like to spin or solve?
I'll spin. I tried putting together a puzzle once and it took me a week to find the corner pieces.
Okay, TUV, you got the letter Q. Let's check our board and see what we've got. Well, there's no Q's in today's verse, but I do remember a couple weeks ago, our verse reminded us to never quit and never give up. But for now, let's set the timer and see if you can solve the puzzle.
Oh, look! Flap! Flips! Flip, flap, slip, slaps! Lips are funny!
Aw, bummer, TUV. You weren't able to solve the puzzle this time, but maybe next time.
Maybe! I bet the kids are starting to figure it out, though.
You're right, we've got some really smart kids. Speaking of smart, let's check in with Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
You're a needy one now, aren't you, Shell? It's kind of like watching a toddler. You have to entertain yourself for now. Granny's getting ready for the next detonation. Are you ready? Let's make some noise.
All right, Granny, you got the letter O. Let's see if there are any O's on our board. Oh my goodness, Granny, there are 12 O's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Oh, that's 3 O's, Shell. Now, I do not have time to sit here and say that 12 times. What a strange thing to ask, young lady. You know I'm a very busy granny. You move on with your work. I'm going to move on with my work. It's time for another detonation. My work doesn't have anything to do with doing strange things. Now clear the glass area. Rock and roll.
Oh my, Granny, are you okay?
Just a precaution, dear. My work is very dangerous. Don't worry about me. You go on about what you're doing, okay, darling? You're doing okay, darling.
Okay, Granny, you scared me. But I'll move on to Hidge now. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, I feel like I'm getting closer. I know a few of the words up there, but I'm thinking I need a little more help, so I'm just gonna give her a spin.
Aw, shucks, Hidge. It looks like you lose a turn.
It's all good. I'm just chill here, you know, and there's gonna be other turns coming up, so it's fine. Yeah, it's good.
Great attitude. And like last time, now that you've landed on the loser turn, it is removed from the board. And that means there are no more loser turns, but there is still a while. Let's move on to TUV. Would you like to spin or solve?
I'll spin, please. Last time I tried to solve something, it was a Rubik's Cube. It's solved now.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I picked the stickers off and put them back on where I wanted them. Pick, pick. Spin, spin, spin.
Great spin, TUV. You got the letter D. Let's see if there are any D's in our verse. All right, TUV, you got 5 letter D's. Let's start the timer and see if you can solve this puzzle.
I think I see something at the bottom. That's who you. Here's the little god to me. There's a little god to me. I have no idea what the solution is, but I'm having the best time.
Oh, TUV, that's why the kids love you. You're always having the perfect amount of fun. But for now, that's not the verse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think for sure next time.
I like that attitude too. Now, let's check in with Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
What's that, dear?
Would you like to spin or solve?
I'd like to spin, darling.
You'd like to spin?
That's what I said.
Aw, I'm so glad you understand.
Time to spin this dial and let the TNT fly.
Granny, you're making me laugh too hard. But we do need to get back to the game. Back to business. You got the letter R. Let's see what the board thinks about that. Nice, Granny. That's 7 R's. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle.
Girl, the only puzzle I need to solve is who gave me this boomer button? And why didn't they give it to me earlier?
Sorry, Granny. You did not solve the puzzle, but I know you're doing your best and you are the best. Moving on to Hidge. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, I'm really close to having this all worked up, but I think I'm gonna give her one more spin, and then on my next turn, I think I'm gonna try and solve it. So for now, let's just give her a spin.
All right, Hidge, you got the letter I, and you know the deal. Let's check the board and see if there are any letter I's. 13? That's our best this game, Hidge. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Well, I'm glad I gave her another spin, but unfortunately for me, I just don't know it yet. But if TUV and Granny get such good spins as I did, I think I'll solve it by my next turn. I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Great news, Hidge. How about you kids? Are you getting close to solving it? For now, we're going to move on to TUV. TUV, would you like to spin or solve?
I hesitate to say I'll spin because I'm already busy with excitement. But I'm gonna take the adventure and spin. So much fun.
All right, TUV, you got the letter K. Let's see if this board's going to help you. Well, that's a hard round, TUV. There's only 2, but I believe in you, and you have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
Okay. I got the letter K, and I said okay. I have no idea what the answer is. I can't breathe.
Sorry, TUV. You didn't get it this time, but I do feel like one of you is going to get it very soon.
I think so. I have to stop laughing so much. I can't see around my giggle dress. No, laugh leaks. Oh no.
Oh my, you've got a real case of the giggles. I'll let you have a moment and I'll move on to Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
I have the solution.
You want to solve it?
I've already solved it. Everyone down. This is gonna be a double tap. I lost my job.
Okay, Granny, you got a W.
That's right, baby. I think we broke through the other side of the tunnel. That's a big W for me and the team.
Well, I meant on the game board. Let's check and see if there's any W's. All right, Granny, you got 7 W's.
What's that, dear? You think I only have 7 W's? I've hit this button at least 8 times, so that's at least 8 W's for me.
Well, what I meant is letters on the board this round.
What? My sweet granddaughter, you are so obsessed with your little puzzle, but some of us grown-ups have to do work. Now let me finish up a few things, and then I'll be able to play with you, all right?
Well, for the sake of fairness, we'll start the timer for 10 seconds and give you a chance to solve it.
Well, dear, you know, I could finish up my work a lot quicker if you just let me get at it. Me and my guys at the work site have to move a few more boulders. Then we'll be done with the tunnel and you can get home safely from work tonight.
Needless to say, that's not the memory verse. Good try though, Granny. Let's move on to Hidge. Hidge, would you like to spin or solve?
Well, I'm a man of my word, and I said I would try and solve it this turn. I shouldn't have said that because I still don't know what it is, but like I said, I'm a man of my word, so I'm just going to try and give her a solving.
All right, this is so exciting. You have 10 seconds. Time starts now.
All right, well, I'm going to have to look at the board while I try this one because pretty tough here, but I'm going to try and guess here. Luck 638. G, add, you will reckon. You will begin with much. Press down. Shaky to others. Run in one. It will spill onto your lap. The way that you get otters is the way God will get you. That sure don't sound right.
Great try. You got a couple words, but that's not the verse.
Yeah, well, I started to reckon that when I said otters, because unless this verse is about Noah's Ark, I don't reckon there's many otters in the Bible, probably.
Well, you gave it a good try. Let's move on to TUV. TUV, would you like to spin or solve?
I'm gonna give it a spin and hope it doesn't send me into a giggle fit. Giggle fit!
All right, TUV. The letter E is usually a pretty good one. Let's check and see what the board says. I can't believe this, TUV. There are 17 E's. This is unheard of. You have 10 seconds to try and solve the puzzle. Time starts now.
I see it's in Luke. Last time I played this game, it was in Luke, and I said, lick, lick, lock, lick, lick.
I do remember that, TUV, but that isn't our verse today, so unfortunately you got it wrong. There aren't many letters left, so we'll see if someone solves it before we get back around to you.
It's okay if they do. I feel as lucky as lizards lounging lazily on leafy lilac lilies. Is that lucky? I don't know.
I've enjoyed having you here too, TUV. We always do. But now it's time to move on to Granny. Granny, would you like to spin or solve?
This again? You're like a dog with a bone. You let me finish my work, I said. Now I have one more big kaboom to go. Are you ready? It never gets old.
Okay, Granny, you got the letter V. Let's see how this goes and check the board. Right, Granny, you got 6 V's. Are you ready to try and solve it? Because time starts now.
Get ready for the biggest kaboom of them all. Luke 6:38. Give and you will receive. You will be given much. Press down, shaking together, and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you.
Granny, you got it right. Great job. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, darling, I solved your little puzzle back in round 1. I told you you had to be patient so I could do my work. You know, I've been working the crossword since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I'm no knucklehead, Ned. Now, girl, you are just too impatient. You must have patience. Have patience. Have patience. Don't be in such a hurry.
Well, I guess that's all for today. Kids, can you help me say the memory verse one more time today? Luke 6:38. Give and you will receive. You will be given much. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, it will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. Great job! Stay tuned to hear a song about our memory verse. Faith Fellowship kids, this is your memory verse, but because it's long, it's your memory verse for this week and next week. So you get to keep working on it. Thank you to all the kids and contestants for such a great time. You're all amazing. Love you. See you. Bye-bye.
Give and you will receive God's blessings you'll retrieve. Press down, shaking up, filling up your cup. Luke 6:38 says to me, give and you will receive. You will be given much. Press down, shaking together and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. hand. Together in Jesus we will stand, helping others, showing care. God's love is here and everywhere. Luke 6:38 says to me, given you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. Luke 6:38 says to me, given you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. Give a smile, give a hand. Together in Jesus we will stand, helping others, showing care. God's love is here and everywhere. Luke 6:38 says to me, given you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running on tap, blessings from God, give him a clap. God's love overflowing into your lap. The way you give 38 says to me, and you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running on tap, blessings from God, give him a clap. God's love overflowing into your lap. Pressed down, shaken up, running on tap, blessings from God, give him a clap. God's love overflowing into your lap. Luke 6:38 says to me, given you will be given much, pressed down, shaken together and running over. It will spill into your lap.